welcome to video lesson 12-2 on surface area of prisms and cylinders. Let's start first of all by talking about what a prism is. A prism is a type of polyhedron. Polyhedrons are shapes in 3D, shapes in space. Okay? And again, we know this as we talk about it in class. A prism has vertices. These are points. The edges, these are line segments. And they have faces. These are planes. Okay? There are two types of faces. There are the bases, which are the top and the bottom of our prism, so here and here. And then our lateral faces. Our lateral faces are the sides. So in this case, we have four different, if you can kind of picture, four different lateral faces. Okay? A rectangular prism is this thing. It has a top and bottom, a base that are both rectangles. These are examples of prisms. Prisms are named by their bases. Okay, a prism again has both a base, two bases, top and bottom, both the same shape, that are connected by rectangles. So in this case we have four rectangles. This has two bases, four lateral faces. This has a pentagonal base, and one here in the back, and this is connected by five lateral rectangles. Okay? These examples right down here are not prisms. This is a pyramid, this is a cylinder, and this is a cone. So pyramid, cylinder, and cone. Prisms are named by the shape of their base. This is a triangular prism because the bases are triangles. It still has then 1, 2, 3, you can't picture them there, but 1, 2, 3 lateral faces. This is a pentagonal prism because the prism has bases that are pentagons. One here in the front, one here in the back, and it has five lateral faces. Let's talk about the surface area of a rectangular prism. The formula is just you got to find out the area of all the faces. In this particular case, I have 6 faces. I have my bases, which are these two right here. Okay? This is going to be 5 by 8. I'm then going to have two lateral faces that are the same. Those are 5 by 6. And I have two more bases, a front and a back, that are green here. It's kind of hard to picture. But those are going to be 6 by 8. And so the area now, or the surface area of my prism, is going to be 40 plus 30 plus 48, all that times 2. So I have 2 times 40 plus 2 times 30 plus 2 times 48, and all that equals 236. Okay, let's find the surface area of this triangular prism. First, let's find the area of the bases. Do we see that I have a base right here in red, and here as well, that whose sides are 5 and 12. Well, we know now that third side is 13. We don't need that for the area, but 5, 12, 13, right triangle. So the area of the base is 5 times 12, 1/2, 5 times 12, area, base times height, is equal to 30, but I have two of those. So that is 30, and that is 30. And now let's look at my lateral faces. I have one here in blue. That's 5 by 35. I have one here in green. That's 12 by 35. And I have one here in, let's do it in going to be 13 by 35. So the area of this, the surface area of this prism is going to be two faces that have an area of 30 plus 5 times 35, which is 175, plus 12 times 35, which is 420, plus 13 times 35, which is 455. All of that adds up to 1,110. There's my surface area. A shortcut for finding the lateral surface area of a prism. So, for example, if we looked at the net that we just had of our triangular prism, I would have my top and my bottom right there. I would have 3 rectangular surfaces. This was 35. The other sides were 12. Was one of them. One was 5, and one was, I think, 13. Correct. So if I take those 3 sides and add them up, I have a rectangle that's 35 by the perimeter of the base, which in this case is 17 is 30. So a shortcut for finding the lateral surface area of a rectangular prism or of any prism is the perimeter of the base times the height. So if we want to do this problem right here, a rectangular prism has a base of perimeter of 60. The lateral surface area is 150. What's the height of the prism? I can say that the lateral surface area of the prism is equal to the perimeter times the height. Well, I know my lateral surface area is 150. The perimeter was 60. What is the height? We divide both sides by 60. And so the height is equal to 150 divided by 60 is 2.5. When we talk about the surface area of a cylinder, we're actually going to have 3 pieces. We're going to have the 2 bases, two circular bases, top and the bottom. And then we have the lateral surface area, which we actually can unwind, and it becomes a rectangle. The rectangle is going to have a height of the cylinder, and it's going to have a length that is equal to the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, the circumference of the base. So the lateral surface area of a cylinder is height times 2 pi r, and the total surface area of a cylinder are 2 circles, 2 pi r squared, plus the lateral surface area, which is 2 pi r h. So, if I want to find the lateral and total surface area of the figure below, I'm going to have a circle. That's my base. I'm going to actually have two of them. The circle has a diameter of 16, so it has a radius of 8. And then I'm going to have a rectangle. That's the lateral surface area that has a total height of 22 and a circumference of the circle, which is going to be 16 pi. 2 pi r. So I'm going to have 2 circles. So 2 times pi times the radius squared, which in this case is 8. This is going to be 8 squared is 64 pi. So this is 128 pi. Those are my top and my bottom. And then my lateral surface area is 16 pi times 22, which is 352 pi. My total surface area, I'm going to add the 128 pi and the 352 pi. So add these two, I get 480 pi, which is approximately 1,507.2. So in this case, I want to find the height of a cylinder if I know its total surface area is 468 pi square feet. So I know that my total surface area is equal to the area of the bases, 2 pi r squared, plus the area of the lateral surface, which is 2 pi r times height. So I'm solving this for the height when I know my radius is 13 and the total surface area is 468 pi. So 468 pi is equal to 2 times pi times the radius squared, 13 squared is 169, plus 2 times pi times 13 times h. This can be simplified now. 468 pi is equal to 2 times 169 is... So now I'm going to get 338 pi plus 2 times 13 is 26 pi h. I'm going to subtract 338 pi from both sides. Might give myself some room. It looks like I have 130 pi is equal to 26 pi h. Now to solve this for h, I'm going to divide both sides by 26 pi. Those go. H is equal to, the pi's go, 130 divided by 26, which I believe is 5. So the height is 5.